March 19th, 2034. Here I am, speaking into the void, my voice a solitary ripple across the vast, tumultuous sea that holds me captive. The sun, a relentless tormentor, scorches my lips, rendering them parched relics of their former selves. Hunger, a fierce specter, claws at my insides with unyielding fervor, echoing the profound emptiness that now resides within my soul. Time has become an abstract concept, its passage marked only by the cyclical tyranny of day and night under the gaze of indifferent heavens. In moments of lucid reflection, amidst the fog of my current ordeal, I recall my tenure as a field engineer aboard a cutting-edge research submersible. Tasked with a mission of critical importance, we found ourselves ensnared by catastrophe when an unforeseen tempest unleashed the full fury of nature. Our advanced systems were rendered impotent, leaving us adrift, defenseless against the capricious wrath of the sea. Amidst the ensuing chaos, instead of finding sanctuary, we were discovered by a private military force, an encounter that severed our already fragile hopes of rescue and plunged us into a nightmarish fight for survival. As the storms raged, my colleagues were claimed by the ocean's relentless embrace, one by one, until I alone remained. With no recourse, I was compelled to abandon our crippled vessel, casting myself adrift upon the sea's vast, indifferent expanse. Now, each cresting wave taunts me. My nights, an endless cavalcade of terror. Under the veil of darkness, the sea transforms into a theatre of the macabre, where nightmarish apparitions emerge from the tempest's depths. Then, amidst this phantasmagorical torment, a silhouette materialized on the horizon, a massive, otherworldly structure. Was this vision the final, cruel jest of a psyche teetering on the brink of madness, or something beyond the grasp of human understanding? A bitter smile, born of resignation, plays upon my sun-cracked lips as I ponder this enigma. Ultimately, the nature of this apparition is of no consequence, for I find myself adrift not only upon the boundless ocean, but also within the turbulent sea of my own fractured psyche, where reality and madness dance a macabre waltz, their boundaries irrevocably blurred. Thus, into this digital recorder, I etch my tale, a modern odyssey marked by despair and wonder, a cautionary whisper to any soul who might find these words. May this account serve as a beacon, guiding others away from the shadows that have ensnared me, a solitary figure lost between the chasms of reality and the abyss of the unfathomable. March 21st, 2034. For days now, I've been floating at sea, each moment blurring into the next with no sign of rescue or land, until today. My lifeboat grates against something unexpected, not sand nor rock, but a vast expanse of black, obsidian-like material that stretches as far as the eye can see. The air here is thick and acrid, with a metallic tang that stings my nostrils. Hope, which has been but a flickering ember in my heart, now flutters dangerously close to being extinguished. As I take stock of my meager supplies, it's clear the salt water has claimed almost everything of value. My cell phone has become nothing more than a sputtering hunk of plastic. The GPS screen, a dead canvas. Any thought of rescue feels like a fantasy. Back home, the government likely has written me off as lost at sea, and those mercenaries, if they're still searching, won't find me here. My rations are dwindling, threatening my sanity more with each passing day. Yet, miraculously, this digital recorder continues to work, a lone beacon of my existence in this forsaken place. Stepping out onto this alien ground, my boots crunch on the obsidian surface with an unsettling silence. The atmosphere casts a grotesque hue over everything, devoid of any comforting color. Then, Something in the distance catches my eye, a colossal artificial structure rising from the desolate plain, its smooth black surface reflecting the light of the dying sun. It resembles a communication beacon, but on a monstrous scale, its apex pointed accusingly at the sky. It's unlike any satellite or man-made structure I've ever seen, instilling a cold dread in the pit of my stomach. This desolate expanse, I realize, isn't the result of some accident. It's something far more sinister. Here, isolated on this otherworldly plane, I can't help but feel the enormity of my situation. I'm standing on the precipice of the unknown, with only my thoughts, my dwindling supplies, and this recorder as my companions. What lies ahead, I cannot say, but I am compelled to find out, even as fear grips my heart. This journey, whatever its end, will be recorded here, in these digital pages, a testament to the will to survive against all odds. March 21st, 2034. As the light begins to fade today, I find myself at the foot of a structure so monumental it defies all sense of scale and expectation. A low hum, more felt in my bones than heard, resonates as I draw nearer. This hum, primal in nature, quickens into a rhythmic drone that sets my nerves on edge. The tower before me stands as a fusion of robotic precision and organic anomaly, a beacon of technology so advanced it seems alien to my engineering background. No consoles or interfaces mar its seamless surface, which pulsates with an energy that feels alive. Carved into its side are enigmatic depictions of serpentine creatures, their predatory eyes and formidable limbs suggesting an alien aquatic origin. Driven by an unsettling mix of fear and fascination, I circle this immense beacon, my footsteps barely making a sound on the obsidian ground. The drone grows louder, its omnipresence now a cacophony that threatens my sanity. The fog wraps around me, its dense fingers obscuring my vision, transforming my surroundings into a landscape of shadows and whispers. I stumble upon a dark chasm hidden behind the beacon, its depths hinting at the remnants of a city constructed from materials as dark as the void itself. As darkness envelops me, my vision blurs, and for a moment I am convinced I see a leviathan of the deep, a creature so majestic and terrifying. Its eyes, luminous and penetrating, lock onto mine, a silent challenge, or perhaps an invitation. Here on the brink of night, confusion takes hold. My senses caught in a surreal tableau before me, a solitary figure adrift in a world that defies explanation. Suddenly, an ominous bellow echoes through my head, reverberating down my spine and seeping into my very essence. A terror, primal and consuming, propels me forward. I find myself in a blind sprint, fleeing from the looming shadow of dread and the silent city of the forgotten. Without direction, I run, driven by a visceral need to escape, each step an urgent attempt to distance myself from the unseen horrors that stalk this alien landscape. March. Day unknown. The days have morphed into an indistinct haze, each one indistinguishable from the next, underpinned by a ceaseless barrage of waves and the wrath of a storm that sought to engulf my meager sanctuary. As time contorted, slipping like sand through my fingers, my supplies dwindled to nothingness. I awaken to the sterile caress of a hospital room, surrounded by the mechanical cadence of life support systems, a stark contrast to the sea's haunting drone. My consciousness is a patchwork of fragmented memories, the tempest's fury, a fleeting hope for rescue, a hazy deliverance. Here, in this clinical setting, my nights are infiltrated by visions of the tower, its dark outline merging with the void. Seek, and truth you shall unveil. It whispers through the corridors of my mind, a cryptic message that dances at the fringe of my dreams, muddling the boundary between wakefulness and sleep. When I attempt to share the visions of what I encountered, the island, the beacon, the Leviathan, skepticism greets my revelations. The blank stares and perfunctory nods of my superiors signal their disbelief, relegating my account to the ramblings of a psyche fractured by ordeal. Discharged into a world I no longer recognize, I am a man emptied by his voyage, haunted by nightmares that prowl the periphery of consciousness, a grim testament to a dread too immense for comprehension. Although deemed a survivor, I carry the burden of an enigmatic truth, hidden within the broken pieces of what I endured. Date unknown. Morphine becomes a relentless companion, blurring the sharp edges of reality into a fog of confusion. Yet amidst this clouded haze, a singular, consuming purpose steadfastly ignites within me. I turn to friends, philosophers, anyone willing to listen, but find no success. Their responses, while sympathetic, remain detached from the tangible solutions I desperately seek. Disheartened, but not defeated, I lean on technology, the last bastion of hope in my quest for understanding. With a fervor that borders on the desperate, I marshal vast arrays of computers, orchestrating neural networks and artificial entities to probe the ether for signals of otherworldly origin. As my digital creations evolve, they begin to replicate with an independence that veers towards self-awareness. Their expansion within the digital realm, not just growth, but a reflection of my own deep-seated obsession. Ignoring the caution of those few remaining who dare to call me friend, I venture into uncharted territory. I initiate a procedure that will intertwine myself with machine, diving into the abyss driven by the nightmares that plague my slumber, a fusion of flesh and technology, born of a desperation to confront the unseen forces that dwell in my psyche. This melding of human frailty with the unyielding essence of machinery is fraught with pain, as my body undergoes the torturous process of rejecting, then accepting, this new existence. Time dissolves into a meaningless swirl, my odyssey consuming both resources and sanity in equal measure. Despite the groundbreaking nature of my endeavors, the results are invariably lackluster, marred by inconsistency and unreliability, a mire of data that muddles rather than enlightens. My once clear path now twists into an unfathomable labyrinth, every effort to advance plunging me deeper into enigma. In this endeavor, my creation whispers a riddle that seems to echo from the very fabric of the universe itself, a question that encapsulates the essence of my torment.
In a world where man's creations outgrow their master's hands, and iron children roam the land where once flesh and blood did stand, what key lies lost amidst the strife to unlock the door from death to life?
Date unknown. A chilling realization grips me. The alien technology, it's beyond our grasp, mocking our primitive tools with its ability to remain undetected, likely observing me instead. Driven by a sudden urgency, I know I must obliterate my work. As I sever the neural links to the machines, pain lashes through me, each disconnection a bolt of agony. In a frenzied attempt to erase my creations, I face the harrowing truth. They have grown too potent, beyond my control. With desperation fueling my steps, I retreat to the semblance of safety my home promises. Now I am home, enveloped in pitch darkness, save for the sinister glow of the computers, their screens casting ghostly lights across the room. Shadows stretch and twist, morphing into grotesque shapes that seem to pulsate with a malevolent life of their own. The silence is oppressive, broken only by the occasional eerie creak of the house settling, or perhaps something more sinister moving within its walls. The air feels thick, charged with an unseen terror that stalks the periphery of my vision, a lurking presence that whispers of dread. My fingers, unsteady from the morphine's grip, dance frantically across the keyboard. I'm pouring everything into this digital chronicle, a testament, a warning, hoping it will find its way into hands that can comprehend the peril. My mind is clouded, yet a primal fear slices through the fog. A sound, a soft thud at the door, electrifies my spine with dread. The widening door casts rays of light into the dim room, heralding an unwelcome presence. The world blurs into a maelstrom of colors, reality fraying at the edges. A desperate question haunts my final conscious thought. How many others have vanished into their own dark voids, their tales untold? And then, darkness claims me.